Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Be me last month. Be living in a shitty apartment complex. 10 floors. Has both elevator and stairs. Mine is on the 7th floor. Be Friday night. Too tired to go out. Stay in. Go to sleep really early. Don't even eat. Wake up at 2 a.m. to have a snack. In the kitchen, reading 4chan on my phone while waiting for the dough to weigh. Yeah, my snack turned into a homemade mini pizza. Total silence for 15 minutes. When suddenly, I hear giggling and footsteps. It's coming from the stairs. There are 2 apartments per floor. Both share a small hall which has the door of the elevator and this big-ass metal and glass door that goes to the stairs of the building. Try to look out from the kitchen window that faces this small aisle that connects the hall and the main stairs. Nothing. Suddenly see this woman. She passes the aisle and enters the hall. That's not my neighbor.jpg. I forgot to close the hall door. It only opens from the inside if you don't have the key. Run to my door and watch through the peephole. The girl is in the hall. Can't see her well since she's standing in front of the other apartment. I hear whispering and giggles but can't make anything out. She's clearly talking to herself. Can't make her face out well, but she's wearing this fuzzy or shaggy overcoat and a long skirt. Looks like she's trying to force the door of the apartment. Silently check if I didn't also forget to lock my door. Key is on. The key turns with no effort. Wait, I didn't lock my door either. Rapidly lock it, making noise. The woman notices and approaches my door. She giggles and leans her face onto the peephole. She mumbles something. Stays there frozen for a few minutes. At this point, I don't know what she wants. I'm also frozen. Can't decide if I should talk to her or what. She suddenly screams as if someone would have stabbed her. A really loud and painful screech or scream. Instantly made me jump. I stepped back. The door handle starts moving violently. 7777, giggles. 7777, come out and play. More giggles. I'm freaking out at this point and yell to her to get out or I'll have to call the police. Don't be afraid, dear. I just need your wisdom teeth. Wisdom teeth, wisdom teeth, wisdom teeth, wisdom teeth. She would talk loud and then repeat the last words in whispers really fast and giggle randomly. Suddenly the door handle stops moving and the giggles also stop. I approach the peephole again. The crazy lady is looking for something in her pockets. Looks like a bunch of trash. She spreads it on the floor and then looks directly at the peephole, showing this piece of broken glass. She's dead serious now. Her humor changed from joker to plain creepy. Monsieur, I seriously need your wisdom teeth. This is imperative. Wisdom teeth, wisdom teeth, wisdom teeth. Okay, Granny. Call 911. Tell them there's this unknown lady on my building wandering around with a knife. The woman continues to mess with my door handle while demanding me to surrender my wisdom teeth. After 10 minutes or so, I see the police car parking on my street. 2 cops come down and ring the apartment phone. I open the door for them. Approach my peephole one more time and watch the show from there. The lady is carving something onto my door with the glass. I can hear it and see her head. The elevator door opens. The cops come out. The lady really freaks out. Steps back to a corner and shows them the piece of glass. Don't you dare, filthy scums. I must complete the purpose. Filthy scums, filthy scums, filthy scums. Cop 1 talks to the lady gently, saying they don't want to hurt her. They just need to take her home. Cop 2 quickly grabs the lady's arm, makes her drop the glass, and restrains her. Kecked a bit. Poor old lady. The cops take her to the car. While one of them stays with the lady there, the other one makes me go down and testify, etc., etc. As soon as the lady sees me, she starts jumping on her seat and pointing at me while screaming, "Wisdom teeth! He denied me the wisdom teeth! He does not know what awaits him!" And that was the end of it. Never knew what happened to the old lady. She was so weird. At first she looked like a young girl, But when I got to see her well, she had this old, aged face I didn't notice before. Also, after that, they put a secondary bar door on the stairs and a key lock on the elevator. What really creeps me out is what would have actually happened if I didn't wake up to eat and realize that my door was unlocked. Oh, also apparently she managed to steal the little bronze letters that identify every apartment door, scratching them out. Mine didn't, but some neighbors told me that their doors had bloodstains and scratches around the place where these letters were placed. I also sometimes wonder what she needed my wisdom teeth for.
I used to work in a group home that has been open since 1993. My grandmother worked there when I was a child, and I thought I had what it took to take care of these people. They are all helpless to the max. You gotta feed, bathe, and change them while documenting their progress, or lack thereof, which was usually the case. I digress on that matter. Imagine the phantasms brought forth by thousands of anguished screams from mental patients over 2 decades. When I got there, it was soon after a patient died from choking because he couldn't keep his hands off other clients' food. It was puree consistency, so he died. People always talked about seeing a shadow running down the hall just like he used to do. Furthermore, a new and nonverbal client was admitted long before I was hired. He was mortified of some presence because he would always point and scream. With his temperament, I'm positive he was biting himself as well. They got him on some meds to sedate him, which was probably for the best. I've personally not seen too much. However, I've watched doors slam and open. While I was there, we took care of this elderly woman among the other 14. Her health declined rapidly after she moved to the same room the choked client lived in. I'm not saying it's related, but it is creepy still. I can hear her screams in my head sometimes. In fact, I can hear all their screams if I imagine it. It is clear as day.
I work at a store that gets lots of crazies. I think most of them are fueled by an ongoing pill addiction, very common in this area, which makes it worse. Guy A wears name-brand clothing, always coming into the store, makes weird comments to the women associates, makes obscene jokes under his breath but denies it, never buys anything, sits in his vehicle and kicks his car and curses every time he leaves the store. Customers are freaked out by him. Woman A wears sunglasses 24/7, even after dark, goes from unemotional to over-emotional, hysterically crying, tells you something, then tells you the opposite seconds later. I want red. I didn't want red. I wanted blue. She once started crying because we didn't have her favorite color. Has wrecked her car twice leaving our parking lot and ran away from the wreck, literally. Woman B has a handwritten book with our prices that she made herself. Comes in every other day, makes corrections to the book, spends 2 hours in the clearance area, won't buy anything that's over her estimated clearance pricing in her book, even if it's 3 cents. Looks at every single item in the store, approximately 4 hours every visit. Told us she bathes in bleach and tinfoil. Likes cleaner shots. Woman C. Stoic personality. Asks for things that we don't carry over and over. Expects associates to help her shop by pushing her shopping cart and carrying her purse. Complains about the store's nicest associates. Makes up stuff about the associates that make no sense. She was screaming at me and threatened my life when describing a 16-year-old shy cashier.
Want some first-hand experiences, Anon? Confirmed crazy, bipolar with drug-induced psychosis. Currently under assessment for personality issues. I used to work downtown as well. so I'd have experiences with schizos on a daily basis, if you'd like to hear those too. Working there actually caused me a lot of stress, and really didn't help with my degrading mental state. Arrive home one night after being trailed by a cop for looking sketchy. Was with a friend who deals. Full-on paranoid manic mode. Go to my room. Start hearing helicopters outside my window. Boots marching on the sidewalk outside. Think every car passing by is an undercover agent. Start checking my room for bugs. Remove batteries from all devices. Think every text is from an undercover police officer. Begin to write out a confession of all the bad things I've done. Change into proper clothes for court. Sit up on my bed for 2 hours just waiting for my door to be busted down. Picture an entire scenario of what my life would be like in prison. Picture myself testifying in court against my friend. Begin to hear voices persecuting me. Judges, police officers, psychologists, parents, etc. At that point, I was convinced that I was going to prison or had to sell out my friend. I was ready to be taken to jail and had cleaned my room and put on proper clothes. Luckily, I managed to fall asleep, and the entire next week I was on edge, with tremors, very panicky. This was the second worst experience I've had to date. It still affects me slightly.
I work home healthcare for an incredibly violent guy with serious brain damage. His father accidentally hit him with the butt of a revolver at 6 weeks old, and he's never really advanced past that. Anyways, on to story time. Last month, going in for a 16-hour shift, 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. working with a new guy. He hasn't seen Keekee, patient's nickname, in a bad mood before. I think it's no big deal. Keekee has had a good day today. No yelling or throwing shit. Probably won't have to deal with any kind of freakouts. Me and my co-worker head to the kitchen to cook dinner when we hear a shit ton of banging from Keekee's room. He's in there smashing his face into the wall. A blood spot is starting to appear where he's hitting. Pretty normal Tuesday. Can tell the new guy is getting kind of antsy. Decide I should call Keekee over to dinner before shit gets out of hand. Just gonna point out that this kid will check if you're nervous by fake punching at you, and if you flinch, he will definitely try to hurt you. Tell him that he better not flinch if Keekee runs at him. Fucker flinches as he runs past. Downward spiral begins. Keekee sits down at the dinner table and starts hissing and spitting at the new guy. Both of us yell for him to stop, but it just pisses him off more. He then wings a plate full of food directly at the new guy and hits him right in the temple. Work protocol is to restrain him after any attacks on staff. I run up behind him and grabbed both of his arms and dropped him to his knees. He whips his head back and catches me in the eye, causing me to let go. Immediately, he runs into his room and starts flipping furniture, hitting himself in the face with it. The new guy is freaking out, shaking. Decide the best bet is to wait it out and see if he calms down. Peer into the room 5 minutes later, and there is blood everywhere. Keekee is on the floor, gnawing on his shoulder. He's literally ripping his skin off and eating it. Can still hear the sound of his skin tearing. I run over there and tackle him and get him into a restraint. Yell at the new guy to call 911. His strength completely overpowers me. He gets a hold of my leg and digs his nails straight into my skin. His grip on my leg is too tight to get out of. The new guy comes flying out of nowhere and drop kicks Keekee in the chest. Fuck yeah, new guy. Sadly, he lands directly on top of Keekee. I run over to help him up before Keekee knows what's happening. Reach down to get him and see Keekee going to bite his finger. Before I can grab him, he bites down and literally takes the entire finger off. So now Keekee is completely destroying this guy's finger. and the new guy is screaming his head off. Luckily, the finger distracted him long enough to get out of the room. We both get into the living room and lock the door, waiting for the cops. Hear nothing but screams and this guttural laughter sound he makes. Cops arrive, open the door, and it takes 2 shots from a taser to finally drop him. So yeah, the new guy lost his finger for good, and Keekee was transferred to an actual mental hospital in Houston a few days after this.
Friend's brother is an electrician. Has to go wire a breaker box or something in a crazy house. Working in the basement, shitty lighting. Hearing stuff fall around the basement. Noping hard but gonna finish work and get the fuck out. Hears wheezing laughter. Shines his light behind him. Nearly shits his pants. In the corner next to a shelf is this old woman with food or shit smeared on her face. Probably both. He runs upstairs and tells someone. Turns out it was some old lady who got loose. They go down and grab her. He finishes his job and leaves.
I have a few stories. I'll type them out as I remember them. Move into a super shady downtown neighborhood. My first apartment ever. 10 by 20 foot bachelor pad covered in mold and nicotine with a shared bathroom that's not even heated. Home sweet home. Drug addicts and prostitutes everywhere 24/7. Always knocking on my door. 2 a.m. one night. Someone pounding away at my door. Grabbed the knife I kept at my bedside and opened the main door. A crazy-looking guy telling me, "I'll pay you, I have money," trying to grab my door and get inside. LOL, no. I don't have drugs, thank you. Good night, shut the door and be on edge for another hour. A couple months later. Befriend a crazy cat-hoarding neighbor. She has 12 cats. I take 2. My sweet little babies are laying beside me as I type, pic-related. I decide I want one more. Find someone giving away free kittens who doesn't live far from me. It's nighttime, but I'm super bored and want to see how long it'd take to walk there. Start walking up the road. Headphones activate. Don't notice a woman approaching me from the corner of the street. Hear her yelling over my music. Look up. Turn off the music. She's got her beat you up walk on. She almost trips on her own high heels. Almost laughed before I realized she was yelling at me. She's about 5 feet away from me. Yelling, "You working this corner? Are you working this fucking corner?" I'm completely terrified. Raise my hands in front of me. She mocks my gesture, screaming, "What the fuck does raised hands mean?" Tell her I'm just going for a walk. She tells me to turn around and go the other way. I ask her if she's okay. She says, "Shit's going down." She stops yelling at me and acting like she's going to kill me, but doesn't let me pass her. She is completely fucked up. Heroin or cocaine. Very popular on my street. Probably in her late 20s or early 30s, but the drugs wrecked her face. Makes me go through the closest alley to cross over onto the street I need to get to. Probably a month later. Everyone and their mother is confirmed to be insane in this building, and myself included for living in that place for a whole year. My apartment is not an apartment, but rather a house complex with 9 units. 9. 2 in the basement, me. 3 on the ground floor, 2 on the second floor. Basement windows are small rectangles. Could fit an adult woman through them if you lubed them up. As you can imagine, there is almost no natural light. Only get natural light from one window. There are only 2 windows. At this point, I'm hyper-aware of the general population. Should have seen this coming. I slide open the window to let the fresh air into my stale apartment. My cats like to sit on the sill and look at things cats like. Hood rat neighbors stand at the window looking at my cats. My one cat runs away and my other stays looking at them. Fucker kicks my window screen. The other cat jumps off and hides. I'm petrified. One of them gets down on their knees and pushes their face into my window screen. Starts yelling, "Hey, hey, 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 I know you're in there, I can hear you, hey, hey, hey." Tell him to go away. He says, "How much do you want for your cat?" What the fuck? "I'll pay you money. It looks like my old cat. How much do you want?" Realizes he's not getting my cats and fucks off. Next day I tell the landlady and she evicts them.
My grandfather used to be at a nursing home in South Dakota before he died, and I used to visit him a lot. Some of the people there were interesting, and so I have a few stories. I play the piano. There's a nice keyboard-style piano in the rec room connected to the dining and lounge room, and the staff let me play it. I play Claire de Lune for my grandpa because it's his favorite. An old lady with dementia who doesn't talk, ever likes to sit on the bench beside me while I play. I don't mind. When I stop, she smiles and pats my hands until I play something else. I play for a little bit longer until I have to go. When I stand up, she grabs my wrist and looks me straight in the eye. "Thank you." The staff told me that was the first time she'd ever said anything other than babbling like an infant in the 2 years she'd been there. Back for another story. Visiting my grandfather. He's having a physical therapy class, so I'm passing the time by talking to people. Talking to this one nice woman, probably early 80s. She's 100% lucid and mentally sound, but she needs to take medication and she broke her hip a few years ago, so she's not fully independent anymore. She used a walker to get around. Also, her 104-year-old mother, the oldest resident, is there, so she keeps an eye out for her. As we're chatting about various things, a couple staff members come in wheeling around what looks like an empty bed from outside. Oh, that's Mom. What? Upon further inspection, the bed is not empty. There's a wizened little husk of a woman laying there with her eyes closed, mumbling to herself. The old lady gets up and walks over to the staff members and the elder one. Says, "Hi, Mom. How are you doing? Are you doing okay?" etc. Suddenly the elder one's eyes shoot open and she starts screaming loudly like she's witnessing a murder. She croaks, "Get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out," over and over again. The old lady assures me that this happens when she's upset about something. It's normal. Staff members wheel her back towards her room. She keeps screaming. A couple other residents join in and are promptly shushed by other staff. The old lady leaves to go join her mother.
I visited my brother who lives in Texas back in December. Cute suburbs. Never been to suburbs with houses that don't look like copied and pasted. Going to the grocery store, 5 p.m. We see a girl who dressed almost like a real-life sparkle dog. She had one shoe and her other foot had a nearly destroyed sock. She stares at us. My brother tells me it's his neighbor's daughter, Kayley, or something like that, and that she is quirky. Nothing can go wrong if we take her home. She barks and follows us for some time. I get nervous. Shit chilled down for a sec. CR2. She runs as fast as she can. I don't like this at all. RVI. We also run. She can do anything. Chill with my brother's friends an hour later. Head to the bathroom. I hear like someone fell there. We get confused. There she is. The bathroom window was open and she was staring at me with a big grin, and it was so disturbing. Screams and throws me her shoe, runs towards me, slips, and closes the door. I hear my brother's friends in the door telling me what to do and also calling the cops. She is obstructing the door while she whispers a bunch of weird shit. Get out of there from the window. She could do anything. Turns out her parents are out for some time. Her sister was having a sleepover. The rest is the police taking care of the situation and her sister taking her home. Her parents arrived and apologized, very ashamed of the situation. A day later, before taking the flight, I saw her and she apologized for what happened. She was responsible for not taking her meds, etc. It felt weird seeing her behaving correctly.
A friend of mine, not anymore, had an episode a week after New Year and went on a drunk rampage, wrecking garden houses for a few hours. Around 7 a.m., an owner got there, found him, and called the cops. He was only 17 at the time, so my friend had to go into the closed children's ward for 2 or 3 weeks. Don't hear from him for a few days. Normally we texted every day. He doesn't answer or even read texts. Suddenly get a call while at the bus. It's his father. He tells me what happened a few days later. Me and 2 friends decide to visit him. We take the elevator up. There is a little desk for visiting. The lady tells us we can't visit him right now. We ask why. All of a sudden, we hear the loudest, shrillest scream, like a kid that covers their own ears while screaming. The scream doesn't stop. See a boy around 14 years old run towards the glass door, separating us from the patients. Nurses following him. He rams full power into the door, gets thrown back on the floor, and just lays there with a bloody nose. Everybody is silent. The only thing we could hear was the sound of the door that was still shaking. We looked at each other and got the fuck out of there.
So my mom's a psychologist and has dealt with some shit. Mom working in a state hospital some years ago. Most patients have severe brain damage from head injuries. She's caring for some guy who had a recent injury. I think he fell off a roof or ladder. Severe brain damage. But also his leg is broken. Not supposed to get out of bed. Mom is in his room with him. He tries to stand up. She tells him to stay in bed so he doesn't mess up his broken leg. Tries to keep him in bed. He reaches out and grabs her neck, trying to strangle her. She's able to scream, and it shocks him enough that he lets go. My feels when she was several months pregnant with me at the time. Needless to say, she quit hospital work pretty soon after.
Not that fucked up, but still freaked me out a lot at the time. At a house party, drinking with friends. One friend has a whole range of mental illnesses, but has been good for a while at this point. Everyone drinks. Drunk. Night winds down about 3 a.m. People crash in the living room. Suddenly this friend starts screaming her head off. Everyone runs over. Friend is screaming, crying, scratching at her scars, trying to draw blood. Try to calm her down. She is screaming that she wants to die, wants to off herself. Occasionally goes really quiet and whispers in my ear, begging me to go get a knife from the kitchen and cut the fat off. The whole thing goes on for about an hour before she tires herself out and goes to sleep. Apparently remembers nothing the next morning. No one ever speaks of it again.
I don't know what it is about me. It's not the area I live. I've moved twice, and I have weekly interactions with someone crazy. One super old lady, not even sure how she can still walk. Can hardly see her eyes for the wrinkles in her face. Walks around my old suburb all day long. Talks to anyone who crosses the street or sits at the bus stop. Has told me and my friends on numerous occasions that she is from a town that is like 12 hours away and has been abandoned. Asks me about where I live, if it has stairs. Tried to grope one of my friends, told him how sexy he was, grabbed his arm and shit, is seriously like 120 years old. She looks like a walnut in a beanie. 2. Woman, around 45, frizzy hair, was sitting at a bus stop and she comes running and yelling at the bus that had just left. He fucking saw me! He saw me coming and he fucking took off! I nervously tell her, damn. She talks about the city we're in. Everyone's fake here. The men are perverts. The women are all liars. The kids are delinquents. Everyone's fake. She yells for a while and even abuses passing traffic, telling grocery trucks, no one wants your fucking fresh produce. Eventually calms down. I'm still waiting for my bus. Asks me, where are you going? Tell her. Starts yelling again. Oh, who the fuck would want to go there? Bus arrives. I get on. Only one other person on, some young girl. I sit down, she gets on, sits down next to the girl. Feel sorry for the girl, but not my problem anymore. Headphones activated. 3. Guy my age, 23, looks heaps like me. Hair, clothes, etc. All similar. Waiting at a bus stop. He comes and stands directly in front of me, way too close. Stares at my right ear. I assume he's looking at something behind me. Sidestep. He follows suit. Stares right into my eyes this time. Take my headphones off. He pivots around to standing beside me, says, hey man. I respond. He asks if I play music. He likes the band on the shirt I am wearing. Seems cool. He says I'm going to walk away now to seem more mysterious. Walks away. Gets on the same bus as me when it arrives. I'm nearly at my stop after about 30 minutes. He sits beside me, introduces himself, gets off at my stop, tells me I laugh too much and should try being more serious. I laugh nervously a lot. Starts power walking upstairs beside me as I go up the escalator, says I'm faster than you. Grins at me and then runs away into the city crowd. I go to uni and never see him again.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.